the heart of the Central West, an opportunity to step into the animal world. Taronga Western Plains Zoo is home to some of the rarest species on the planet. And you can get up close and personal on board the Savannah Safari.
Have there been any close calls with this truck and animals?
Oh, look, we do sometimes have traffic jams, or what we call traffic jams out here, and this is where the road that we're on, so the dirt road through the exhibit, might have a rhino standing in the way, or a giraffe standing in the way.
Doesn't want to move.
And I can tell you there's nothing you can do that's going to make them move if they don't want to.
Here you'll be transported to the African plains, where you can see the king and queen of the jungle and their cubs.
Yeah, they're a social species, so they really enjoy each other's company, particularly the three cubs that are still finding their way into the world and understanding what everything's about. They're very reliant on each other and on mum and dad.
These white rhinos are some of the more than 4,000 animals you can see here at Taronga Western Plains Zoo. The site is spread out over 750 hectares, so you can easily spend a couple of days experiencing it all.
Stay at the Zoofari Lodge, but the advice is to get in quickly as it books out 6 months in advance.
Experiences like this are just so highly sought after, and they're such an important part of the local regional economy, particularly for Dubbo.
More than 300,000 people visit the zoo every year to see the exotic animals and to learn about conservation programs.
Chris, it's great to be here at the OldDubbo Jail. What can we expect to see here today?
Well, this is a original 19th century jail. It's state heritage listed. So what we're seeing here is essentially a original jail as it was when it closed. It held thousands of prisoners over the years.
At the jail, 8 men received capital punishment.
Chris, the last words of the 8 hanged in Dubbo Jail, it's really chilling to read.
It is. I mean, some obviously had a bit of quote-unquote gallows humour. From the first person hanged, their last words were, "Don't put it on too tight." But others are quite emotional and quite moving.
Inside are photographs of some of the inmates, original pieces of the Dubbo gallows, the largest collection of hangman's rope in Australia, a straitjacket and a whipping table where juveniles as young as 12 were lashed up to 25 times. The remand yard holds stories of those who were kept waiting for their trial.
The walls are full of prisoner graffiti. There's tally marks, there's names, there's drawings. You get some sort of insight into the prisoners in here.
These are the original cells where more than 15,000 prisoners spent time. Visiting OldDubbo Jail, you get a real sense of what life was like behind bars.
And for some, it was too much to bear.
Now, you can't blame them for trying, but this is the cell where prisoners attempted to escape.
Yep, that's correct. A couple of prisoners burned a hole in the roof. They got caught pretty quickly because of the smoke.
OldDubbo Jail is in the centre of town and is open for everyone to learn about the brutality of Australia's prison history. An hour out of Dubbo, see Australia's prehistoric past at Wellington Caves. We put our hard hats on and went 20 metres underground into the cathedral cave.
This was actually once believed to be the world's largest stalagmite, but we actually now know it's a combination of boulders and flowstone. But what you're looking at here is actually all crystal on the outside, which is pretty amazing. You can see some great colorations in through here, and that's all because this is created from water.
This formation is estimated to be 1 million years old. It's named the altar as it was once a place church services were held. Going deeper into the cave, you can see science in action.
This is just a natural cave process, and as more crystal layers get deposited on top of the water, it creates a layer of crystal throughout your whole cave system, which is pretty spectacular.
And learn about the fossils being discovered.
How long have guided tours been operating here for?
Well, the first guided tour was actually back in 1885. So quite a while that people have been visiting our caves, and we still love taking people through today.
You can experience the natural beauty of the Wellington Caves all year round.